Hello and welcome to TalentEgg Talks, Voices of Inclusion series with Career Connections. My name is Trevor Buttram and I am the Director of Operations at TalentEgg. In this three-part series, we will be talking to insurance industry professionals about their rewarding career paths, getting their valuable insights on equity, diversity, and inclusion, and offering you insider tips on how to hatch your own career in Canada's property and casualty insurance industry. In this installment of our series, I'm joined by Candace Pietras, Senior Vice President in the Complex Risks Unit at Hub International. Candace began her career as an engineer and transitioned her skills and expertise into the insurance industry after her progressive hearing loss became a safety concern for her employer. She has never looked back, earning both her fellow chartered insurance professional and Canadian Risk Management designation, and is a proud ambassador for careers in the insurance industry. Welcome to TalentEgg Talks, Candace.
Hi, thank you for your time, Trevor. I'm honored to be part of this discussion.
Candace, let's get cracking. Tell us more about your current role and your career in insurance to date.
Well, I'm going to start by saying it was really to have to change careers after about 8-10 years of working as an engineer. I have progressive hearing loss, and it's maybe hereditary, maybe I went to too many concerts, but I stopped hearing certain letters and had very severe tinnitus that impedes my ability to hear, especially at a one ear. So it was very stressful considering a second option. I was very lucky that one of my rotations in engineering was in the insurance and risk management department, and I remembered that there were less impediments to someone who had a disability. So I took a chance and applied to work as a broker and was luckily accepted, and the rest is history. But in my career in insurance, because I have long hair and I pass by reading lips and just by listening a little bit more attentively, it's a hidden disability. So it hasn't impeded my career at all. As I've gotten older, I've had to tell certain managers, some colleagues, please don't sneak up behind me because I can't hear you and it could scare me. Or could we relocate me so I can see who's approaching me, or not go to a crowded restaurant necessarily, maybe go to the quieter alternative. So since I've joined insurance, actually, I feel like unencumbered by this disability. And I do think that I've been allowed to, have a brand new career that, with every opportunity available to me. And with that, I've been a broker for just over 20 years, and it's been a real positive experience.
Fantastic. And for me, Candace, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about intersectionality and representation in the insurance industry and why it matters. So you identify as a woman, and as you mentioned, as hearing impaired. You are a senior leader in a national brokerage. In your experience, how has the industry helped you to feel like you belong?
It hasn't always been so easy, but certainly I've noticed a difference in the last 10 years where diversity and inclusion is very important to most firms that I can think of. I actually haven't been held back because I do know that I pass for a completely able person. And I do think that when someone has a physical disability, I do think there are still impediments to entry in the insurance industry and to promotion. But if you get a job and you work hard and you have the right attitude, those impediments drop away. So what someone like me can do is actually lend my voice. And one of the reasons I'm participating in this discussion is to tell people that you can be successful and have a disability. And I'm trying to be more vocal within my corporation and tell them about, my limitation, not for special treatment, so that others around me won't be shy or feel like they'll have any impediment to growth. I want to be a positive role model to my colleagues.
And when you think about sort of that element, I think it's so important that individuals see themselves reflected in the industry, and that the communities we serve also see themselves reflected by the range of professionals who help them get the coverage that they need to feel safe, to feel protected, and to also know that their businesses can continue to grow and thrive. When we think about students and new graduates who are considering a career in the industry, what skills are critical for success?
I want them to be curious, and I want less prejudice against the insurance industry. So it's not always everyone's first choice. And for those it is, for whom it is a first choice, we are so grateful. But What I often do at Career Connections is I try to take their personal interests and show them how it translates to a job in insurance that would allow them to explore their interest and still be a successful insurance professional. So for instance, if they really love basketball, like, do they not know that insurance brokers and underwriters, insure basketball teams? Likewise, if they're into fashion and design, that you can insure interior designers or architects and be a specialist in those classes, which would allow them to marry the commercial aspects of insurance and their personal interests.
Yeah, I think when you can find a career that embraces who you are, it's always a good thing, and where you can capitalize on that background, skill set, and expertise. And certainly sounds like in your case, Candace, that's been the reality for you in the insurance industry. I wanted to ask you, what's the coolest part of your job?
The coolest part of my job is learning about the clients and, really exploring the things that people don't talk about in polite society. So learning about the claims, learning about their strategic visions. And personally, like, for example, I love celebrity gossip. So I insure a couple of bloggers because I think it's fun. And, and that's a cool part of my job. I happen to love, engineering. So for many years, I focused on insuring consulting engineering firms. I want to give back, and I believe I'm an environmentalist deep down. So now I'm focusing on renewable energy. And I think that is very cool to be able to work somehow and marry my vision of being, a greener planet with my commercial drive as being an insurance broker. So to me, those are aspects that I consider cool at my job.
Fantastic. When I hear you speak, it's clear that your career has really been able to evolve and ebb and flow with where your interests lie, where your expertise is beginning to deepen, and where you see yourself kind of headed in terms of your own vision and who you are as a leader. So that's really fantastic to know that that journey is possible and that you can continue to learn new things as your career continues to evolve and grow. For those who are just starting their careers, so students and new grads, they may be wondering how they can stand out as candidates. So what are some things that they can be doing to prepare themselves to respond to the industry's evolving business needs?
Well, what I can say is it never hurts to have a second skill set. So if you're a lawyer, come to insurance. If you're an engineer, come to insurance. There's so many opportunities. And that will help you in the long run, give you more opportunities than the average candidate. But the one thing every person listening could use in terms of advice is to please don't hide behind your computer. Call the recruiters directly or go visit them face to face. That will give you an edge against the competition, because we get many emails from prospective candidates or LinkedIn requests, and that does not make you stand out. So those who actually get on the phone and want a human interaction, they'll generally go to the top of the list for candidates.
Yeah, so whether it's through networking opportunities, being a part of Career Connections, virtual career events, getting in front of those recruiters, helping yourself stand out, all sounds like really great advice to me. And following up after those networking opportunities to capitalize on that connection definitely seems like a way that candidates can help their cause in terms of landing a really great position. Candace, I wanted to thank you so much for being here and joining me in this really important conversation and the ongoing dialogue that's happening across our industry. You have offered some really valuable perspectives and information to our audience.
Well, I appreciate being invited, and good luck with the interviews. And to everyone watching, you know what? The insurance industry is a dynamic and hidden industry. You know, it would actually be an amazing opportunity for you. So please keep this in mind for your future career.
That's great. And on that note, that concludes this episode of our TalentEgg Talks Voices of Inclusion series with Career Connections. Like this video and hit the subscribe button to ensure you don't miss out on any of TalentEgg's content, including the other two parts of this series. For more information about Career Connections, upcoming events, and careers in insurance, visit their profile on talentegg.ca. We put the link in the video description. Thanks so much for watching and have an excellent day.